Well, long time no vlog. I know, it's been a long time. Welcome back. In the words of Taylor Swift, August slipped away like a bottle of wine, but so did September, and we're already in October. So we're back. I am already in full swing of school, but I still wanted to share this video with you all because a lot of fun things happened. Okay, first maybe not so fun. So I had some appointments at the hospital, and as you can see, I was studying because I had another practical exam, finished all my practical exams. But anyways, these appointments this day, I had the best blood labs that I've had in a long time. I saw my endocrinologist, my thyroid is still behaving. I saw my neurologist, and I'm coming off of a medication. So everything is going great in that area. I felt a little funny. As you can see here, I was studying for my physical medicine practical, and I was practicing dermatomes, and I just needed to map it out on myself. And then one of the biggest highlights of the summer, I went and saw the Jonas Brothers with my friend Sienna. And if you don't know, I am a huge Jonas Brothers fan. I have seen them 3 times now, and it was so nostalgic, and it was just amazing, incredible.
You're so wonderful. A star could never shine as bright as you. Shine as bright as you. Even the dark, they still see light. Even the birds still sing at night. Every word just comes out right when I'm with you, with you. I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. Swear you must have fell from the sky, and I feel so lucky I met you.
Okay, so now that we're caught up, let's get into the rest of the video. Wow, so last night was wow. Okay, so backtrack. So hello, welcome back. Welcome to this week's video. So yesterday was super exciting. I went and saw the Jonas Brothers. So I've been a longtime fan of the Jonas Brothers. I went to their concert first when I was 10 in 2009. Loved the Jonas Brothers, and then they had a break for a while, and then they came back in 2019. I went to their comeback tour, and then they are touring again now, so I went to their Toronto show, and it was so much fun, so much nostalgia. I'm having the Jonas Brothers blues right now because I just want to be back. There was some songs that I didn't really know, like I knew of them, but like I didn't know them to sing them, like a lot of their new ones, because they did kind of like an Eras version, kind of like Taylor Swift is doing right now, where they are playing songs from all of their albums, and they're going from each album and on. So their first album was 2007, and then there was another one in 2008, and then the one in 2009. I have that one on CD, and I listened to that non-stop when I was younger, and there's still some songs on there that I absolutely love. There's some songs from like their older albums that I do know, but then they also played the one that they had when they like reunited, which I know that album holds a really special place to me because it helped me out of a really hard time, and that's when I went to their comeback tour, and they played some of their new songs, and it was just such a good night. They played for like 3 hours. You can tell by my voice a little bit that I was definitely singing at the top of my lungs, and they played some of the songs that I love, and they also surprised us with a camp rock song, because if you didn't know, camp rock was actually filmed in Ontario, not too far from Toronto. They also, apparently, I didn't know this, when they were filming Camp Rock, they recorded some songs in Toronto as well, so that was really cool too. And then also Nick sang one of his like very popular songs, Jealous, that he sang himself like when he was doing his solo thing. And then Joe also did like Cake by the Ocean, which he had a band, they were called DNC, like in between like the gaps that they were apart. But it was so good, and yeah, I'm just having the blues right now. But I got this like little bucket hat that says Jonas Brothers, and then it says like 5 albums, 1 night. And then I was so excited, so I do have a story that goes with this. So we got there pretty early. We were at the, because we took the train in, so there's a Sephora at Union Station, which is the station that the train gets to in Toronto, if you're not from the area. So anyways, they had a Sephora that was recently built there, so we thought, oh, let's just like go and browse and kill some time. So we ended up meeting a girl in there because we made friendship bracelets. So apparently this is like a concert thing, but it's become popularized with the whole like Taylor Swift concert. So I seen that Kevin's daughter, Alina, she was making bracelets for the tour, and I thought, well, if Kevin's daughter is saying that we're making friendship bracelets, then we have to make friendship bracelets. So my friend and I, we made these friendship bracelets before, like yesterday morning, and then we ended up running into this girl at Sephora, and we ended up trading bracelets, and she was actually working the event, and she told us about the store that was open for merch before, like the doors were open for the show, and she said there's like no lineups. So we ended up going there a couple hours before the show, and I ended up getting this sweater. So this is the Toronto exclusive crew neck. So it says the Jonas Brothers, the Rogers Center, and then it says the date, but then the back, don't know if I'll be able to get it as well. I'll take it off. But on the back it has like a little picture of the CN Tower at the bottom. It has like all their faces on it. It's like a retro sort of cartoon design. But I think that means that they're gonna have like a special edition one for each show, because they had one for Yankee Stadium, like the first show that they did, and then now they had like the Toronto one. But anyways, long story short, we ended up going for the merch a couple hours before. I did also get this bag, so it kind of like has like them on the front, and then it has like all the tour dates on the back. So anyways, we did that before going to get dinner, and then when we got to the show and we got our seats, we seen this merch stand that was for the floor. The lines were crazy for like every single merch stand, and they ended up selling out of this crew neck, like the limited edition one. So I was so happy that that girl told us about the stand that was open before the concert started. So I was very, very happy about that. Oh, and another thing, we did upgrade our tickets, which I was so excited that we did that. So we were originally supposed to be in the 200 section, so it's the 500s, then the 200s, and then the 100s, and then the floor. So the 100s is actually pretty close to the floor, but the 200s is like pretty far back. So we did originally have tickets in the 200s, and the night before we tried to call Ticketmaster and ask if we could upgrade our tickets, but one guy told me yes, and then another guy told my friend no. So my friend said, we'll just look the day of. So when we were sitting at the restaurant, my friend looked, and they had the 100 section for pretty cheap. So we decided, what the heck, we're just going to buy the 100 seats. And it was so much closer. We only had one row of people in front of us, and then the floor was like a step down, we were still a little further away than like the floor section. Like there was still quite a bit of space, but we were so much closer than we would have been in the 200s. So yeah, it was such a great night. I'm so happy that I went. Hello, it has been a while since I filmed anything. I think the last thing that I filmed was about the concert, which was about a week ago, so it's been a little bit, and I feel like I haven't really explained what's been going on in this video, so I'm gonna give a synopsis of everything that has been going on the past couple of weeks. So I had both my exams. I had my physical medicine exam. That was the first one. So I think in this video you would have seen me studying a little bit for that, and it went really well. I got the diagnosis correct as well, which I wasn't expecting that I was gonna get it correct. I was kind of prepared to just guess, make an educated guess and be done with it, but I ended up guessing correctly. So I kind of had a bit of a high after that, feeling like I can actually do this, because that was the exam that I was a bit intimidated for, because it is a subject that I feel like I'm not as strong in, but I showed that I can study really hard and do really well. So I passed that one. I know that I did. He told me right then and there. And then the following week I had another one. It was for clinical medicine. That one I feel kind of okay about. I don't know if I passed. I'm actually gonna look and see if I did. They wouldn't say if I passed or not. Like, they have to wait 2 weeks for this course, which I wish they would have just told me, because they marked me right then and there, but that's apparently like the procedure for that class. But I think I did pretty well, and I looked at my notes after the fact, and I feel like I got a lot of it correct, and I got a lot of the information. So it wasn't the hardest case that I think I could have gotten, but it also wasn't the easiest case that I could have gotten. So I'm still kind of on the fence, and I was like really stressed out that day. I had to take a nap before. So anyways, that one's done. It's in their hands now. And then my last one will be in a couple weeks after I start the new semester. So currently it is the last week of August, and I go back to school next week. And another update that I feel like I haven't really talked about is that I will be commuting this year from home. So I was originally planning on going and living in the city that my school is with some of my friends from the program, but it ended up being that most of the places that are in the price range aren't that close to the school, and I know some of my friends are like 45-minute walk from the school, and that's the drive time for me to the school. So I just felt like I already have a pretty good routine going at home, and there are some people that live where I live that we can commute together. And also I get to keep my job as a nutritionist, so I'm doing 1 shift a week when I go back to school, and also I can continue my gym routine and that kind of thing. So I feel like this is the better option for me, and I'm hoping that it works out. I know it's gonna be some pretty early mornings because we start at 8 a.m. and I have like at least a 45-minute, if not to an hour commute. So that'll be interesting. This last week I have most of it off. I do have to go in on Thursday and Saturday, but I still have some days that I am just going to prep things and make sure everything is in order. I feel like there's so much that I have to do, like get things organized. So that is the current situation. Also, I've had some doctor's appointments. This is a bit of a health update. I had to go for an ultrasound, and I also saw my hematologist a couple weeks back. So the ultrasound was for my thyroid. It was a year follow-up since my surgery, And then I saw my hematologist and all of my numbers are looking fabulous. Except for my iron, my ferritin was on the lower end, so I have been supplementing. And recently, this past week, I got my levels checked again, and the supplement is working, which I'm very grateful for, because if you're new and you don't know, last year I had really low iron as well, and I tried going on the supplement, and I was still on oral chemotherapy at the time, and it just wasn't absorbing, so I had to get like the IV iron infusions, and that takes up like a whole day, and I had to go to Toronto because of like scheduling, and like most of my doctors are in Toronto, so I am very happy that the supplement is working and I won't have to spend a whole day getting an infusion. And also my hematologist was thinking maybe that my iron is going lower because I'm exercising more and building muscle, and the ferritin is going to those muscles instead of like staying like in like the bloodstream. Just a theory, but... And then last week when I got my levels checked again, that was the day I also saw my endocrinology team. I saw the surgeon and the endocrinologist, and all good things there. Nothing really to be worried about or concerned. I don't have to be on the thyroid replacement medication, which I am so happy about because I do not need to be on any other medications. I feel like I'm already on enough. So I'm super grateful that I don't have to be on that right now. And also I got in to see my neurologist, and I'm doing so well with that we are going down on my prednisone, which, if you know, prednisone is awful. Like, it does do a lot of great things, but it also has like a lot of side effects. I feel like that's why my face is always kind of puffy, because it causes water retention, and it also can cause like weight gain and just some like really nasty side effects. And it's a drug that I just really don't want to be on if I don't have to be on. So we're slowly weaning off of that, and then I'll still be on my 2 other medications, and hopefully I can completely wean off that by January, hopefully. So I am very excited about that. It is going to be sort of a slower process. I have to go down like 2.5 milligrams every couple of weeks to a month. I kind of get to decide. So that is awesome. And today I started weaning down, so hopefully it goes well. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is some reading updates. So I feel like I've been in such a slump. I think this is the last book that I spoke about, Twisted Games. And after I finished this, it put me in a bit of a slump, and I was kind of disappointed because I know a lot of people say in the series that this is probably the best one. And I just didn't really feel that. I think it's because I didn't really feel connected. Like, I didn't really feel their connection, like the couple in this story. And it was just like really long too. So yeah, this one kind of put me into a slump. Not kind of, actually put me into a slump, because after this book it was really hard to pick up another one. I did try to pick up a couple of books, and then I ended up putting them down. So then I tried to finish a book that I had started, and I was like halfway through, and that was The Defining Decade: Why Your 20s Matter and How to Make the Most of Them Now by Meg J. And like I said, I had this half read already, and I just kind of took a little bit of a break from it, and you know what, it was okay. I feel like there's a lot of hype around this book, and like there are some like really good messages in it, but then also towards the end I kind of felt like, yeah, I know. The first part was better in my opinion, but I ended up finishing this, so now I can start a new nonfiction. And I feel like this was a bit of a palate cleanser in the sense of like fiction, non-fiction. Then I feel like this next book kind of got me out of a slump because it was, again, a switch in genre, and I feel like I had to read it a lot faster because I kind of I procrastinated it until the very end. We were supposed to meet for book club last weekend, but then it didn't actually happen, but I still read the book, and that was The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This is a thriller mystery, and not that this was like the best book ever. I feel like I'm kind of in the minority right now. I feel like a lot of people really liked this book, but I feel like I did like it, but there was a bunch of things that happened, like all of the twists in this, that I feel like they were trying too hard to connect all of the characters. And not saying that it was bad or anything, I still liked it, but it's not my favorite thriller, but I feel like it did get me out of that slump because it was something new, something fresh. So yeah, this one is about this girl that apparently murders her family. That's what everybody thinks, way back in the day, and now she's an old lady and needs to be taken care of, and this caregiver comes to the house and basically wants to figure out what actually happened that night that her parents died. And then I did pick this book up before reading The Only One Left, and then I had to put it down because, again, it is another romance, and I feel like it was like starting off kind of the same way as Twisted Games as well, but I am getting more into it and I feel like it is getting a bit better. This is Mile High by Liz Tomford. So it's about this hockey team, and they have like this plane that takes them to like all of their games, and there's a flight attendant on the plane and one of the hockey players and the flight attendant sort of start this kind of like, not necessarily a relationship because it's against the rules, but like this quiet, like they kind of have this like one night stand. They think that that's gonna be it, get it out of their system, but they can't seem to stay away from each other. So I am almost 200 pages in, and this is almost 500 pages, so it is taking me a little bit to read, but I think later today I'm going to maybe sit outside and read some more because it is starting to get good. I feel like it was very slow for me at the beginning and the guy was really annoying, but starting to get better. So yeah, that is all of the reading updates, and it gets frustrating when you're in a slump, especially when I have like so many books that I am excited to read, but I just can't get into anything. So today I think I have some errands that I possibly want to do, or first I think I'm going to just check to see if I have my schedule and everything. Yeah, let's get organized. Hello, it is Thursday. I have just been having a relaxing week. I was planning on doing a bunch of things, but then I felt like this is my last week before starting school, that I just want to have some time to just relax, exist before all the craziness happens. I do have to go to work today, but then I go to work on Saturday, and then school starts on Tuesday, so I only have a couple more days. I went to the gym, and then yesterday, didn't do much yesterday. I did make some chicken bites and chicken fingers just kind of as like a meal prep, because I've been trying to prepare some meals just to have when I come home from school from a long day if I don't want to cook, or those weeks that are just like really busy that I don't have time to meal prep on the weekends. Also got a little bit of sun because I was just sitting outside reading. The other thing was yesterday I finished Mile High, and this was a good book. I did start to enjoy it a lot more as the story progressed, but I found it was a little bit long, like I don't feel like it needed to be almost 500 pages, but I still enjoyed it. And then yesterday after that, I started another book and I am like halfway through it already. It is a shorter book. This is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This is a dark romance and it is pretty dark, I will say. So it's about this guy and girl. So he is engaged to her sister. They go out for the sister's birthday at this bar. Him and the sister go home. She says, no, I'll get a ride later, take an Uber, whatever. But then she ends up having to call him because she loses her wallet, and he comes to pick her up because he's the only one that answers. And they end up getting kidnapped and they are held in captivity. They're made to do some pretty awful things. This is very dark. And then they form this like trauma bond with each other because of everything that they've gone through. So this is kind of a taboo romance because it is her future brother-in-law. Like him and her sister are engaged when they do get abducted, and it's their love story. So it is pretty interesting. It's unlike anything that I've read before. I think that's why I'm finding it like really easy to get through. And it's only 300 pages and I'm on page 189. So I'll probably be finished this maybe tomorrow and then I can start on another book. But yeah, that is the update right now. And I'm just going to chill a bit before I have to go to work. It is now Friday and today we have some plans. First, I am sitting in on an appointment with my nanny, and then we're gonna go to the farmer's market, and then I am gonna go to the gym with one of my friends, and then we're gonna meet one of our other friends, and we're just gonna have a little day. They wanna go to some thrift stores, so that should be fun. But anyways, I wanted to show you, I got some things from Natra Market. So this is like, I've done hauls of this before, but it's kind of like the Canadian version of Thrive Market, but you don't have like a subscription or anything. They just sell a whole bunch of like healthier foods on there, or more like specialty items that sometimes you can't like get in the store here. So I thought I would do a little back to school order. So the first thing that I got is I got this truffle oil. Now this summer was the first time that I tried truffle fries and they were so good, so I want to recreate that. Same thing on like the oil train. I've seen this brand before and I really wanted to try it. So this is Grassa. So this one is a sizzle olive oil, and what I was reading is, so normally you don't use olive oil to cook with, especially if you're cooking at a very high temperature, because the smoke point isn't very high, so it's better to use like a higher fat, like an avocado oil. So that's typically what I use, but I do really like using olive oil, and this one is specifically for higher heat. And then this one is a drizzle olive oil. Now I am learning that there are different qualities of olive oil, and the higher quality ones tend to taste a lot different than the ones like that they sell just regularly in the grocery store. So I'm very curious to see how I like this. Also, the higher quality olive oils have a higher level of polyphenols, which are really good for you, provides lots of antioxidants and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm excited to try these, and they come in like little squeeze bottles, so even more fun. And then I got, this was like the main reason why I wanted to make an order. So I got some chomps, and I also like that they're individually wrapped so I can just take them on the go, especially now that school is starting back up. And then this is a repurchase for me. So this is chocolate tahini, and I really like using this with like strawberries, and I put them on like little thin rice cakes. This is really, really good. It's only 3 ingredients. I have tried to recreate this, but I haven't gotten the right consistency, flavor yet, so I got one to have. Then I really like this brand of chocolate, and these are new, I think. I haven't seen them before, and they were on sale, so I thought, why not? So these are the Hue snacking. These are the snacking gems. So these ones are the salty ones. These ones are the minty ones. These are the almonds. And then I got a free almonds, but I swear I got the cashew. Guess not. But there was also cashews, so I'll have to try those the next time. And then the last 2 things are actually skincare. So I've been really wanting to try some things from this line. This is the cocoa kind, and this is the turmeric tonic. So I wanted to try this. Because this is a spot treatment, and I've been noticing this summer that I have just been having some more pimples. And they were having a promotion that if you bought 1 product from Cocoa Kind, then you could get one of these 3 products for free. So I got the My Matcha Moisture Stick. So you can put this on your lips, but you can also put it all over your face on dry spots, and it provides some moisture. So I thought this would be really good heading into winter, because my skin is usually pretty dry, but it gets even drier in the winter. So yeah, that is everything from the haul. Also, I'm in a chatty mood, so let's do a little bit of a gym progress update. I just wanted to kind of document the progress that I've been having, and as I'm about to say this, like, myself even a year ago would probably think that that's like literally crazy and impossible that I'm actually doing this now. So on the leg press machine, I've gotten up to 100 pounds lifting. Like, that is just insane to me. Like, I couldn't tell you like I said, my younger self, like a year ago, a couple years ago, I couldn't even, I don't know, pick up some of the groceries. Like, it was that hard. And when I was going through radiation, like, I couldn't even walk more than 10 minutes. So the fact that I am lifting with my legs 100 pounds, that's insane. And then with my arms, there's a couple of exercises that I've gotten up to. I think the highest I've gotten up to is, they're like seated rows, and I think I've gotten up to 45 pounds, which is also crazy. And some of the other machines, I've been consistent at 30 pounds, but we're still working the way up. And I am starting to feel like a little bit of muscle, like right here, so that's pretty exciting. So I just wanted to share that, because if you are going through some health problems right now and you're, not able to get out and be active and social and that kind of thing, I just wanted to remind you that there is going to come a day where you're going to be able to do more than you are able to today. And that might not be tomorrow, that might not be next week, but there is still hope, and the unimaginable really could happen to you within a year, 2 years. So just keep going and don't be hard on yourself. Try not to be hard on yourself. I know I'm always super hard on myself, but just like reflecting back to seeing how far I've come, it almost seems impossible. So I just wanted to throw that little reminder in here. And yeah, I am super excited and grateful that things are going the way that they are, and I'm feeling like there's like a positive trajectory. I had this feeling in the car the other day. We did a test drive to my school, so I am planning on carpooling most of the time, but I also am going to drive on some of the days that the guy that's in my class, if he's not going those days, and just like, you know, kind of practice driving that far, because I don't really have a lot of experience driving much further, like outside of my city. So anyways, I was doing just like a practice run, and I was just feeling really content and feeling like my life is finally happening, and it's like finally beginning, and I'm just really hopeful.